Giannis is the latest superstar to get bounced from the playoffs by the Boston Celtics. The first round, Boston also eliminated KD and the Nets. And this has left some people wondering if the title of best NBA player is now up for grabs. Shannon, I know you cannot wait to weigh in on this one. Who is the NBA's best player right now?
I thought it was Giannis at the beginning of the year, and I think it's Giannis at the end of the year. This series just reinforced it for me against the best defensive team in basketball. He was 34, 15, and 7. He did it without his all-star teammate, Chris Middleton, who's gone to 3 all-star games the last 2 consecutively. He made history. First player in a series to put 200 points, 100 rebounds, and 50 assists in a series. He did that. And like I said, if he could have got somebody, he probably would have averaged a double-digit assist if he could have got somebody to make open shots. And I think when you look at Giannis in the regular season, Skip, he was 30, 12, and 6. He increased that by 4 points, 3 rebounds, and an assist. I don't really know. And we saw just how good this Boston defense is because Kevin Durant was a 30-point scorer in the regular season on 52% shooting, 38 from 3. They dropped that down to 36, 39% shooting from the floor, 33 from 3. Kevin Durant is normally almost 30 points per game in the playoffs. He increases. That's what the really great players. You look at LeBron, KD, Jordan. You look at the greats, they increase their scoring in the playoffs. Giannis increased his scoring in the playoffs. And you want to talk about Joel Embiid? Did you remember that elimination game? He went 7 of 24. He did that. He did that. You remember game 3? They held Kevin Durant to 11 shots. Kevin Durant got off 11 shots. At least Giannis was undeterred. They built the wall. He said, I'm going through it. Charge. I don't care. I'm going over it. So for me, no one that's currently playing basketball can dominate the game on both ends of the court like Giannis Antetokounmpo. Nobody.
Nobody?
Nobody. Not Joel Embiid because, hell, Skip, it might be his stomach one day. It might be his eye. It might be his back. It might be his knee. It might be his foot. I know Giannis is going to be there. And he's going to give it to me. He might give me 4 blocks on one end while giving me 40, 20, and 7 on the other end. And 2 steals. So
is that guy Kawhi Leonard still playing basketball? Does he count?
First of all, Kawhi Leonard has never, ever in his long-legged life been considered the best player in basketball.
I've heard many people say the best two-way player in basketball.
That was you talking in a phone booth and you heard yourself echoing, reverberating.
I heard Kenny Smith say that on Inside the NBA.
When
I heard a lot of people say that.
Skip, let me ask you a question. Let's just take for the sake of argument. Let's go back to San Antonio. He was only the best player after Parker, Ginobili, and Timmy was gone.
Do you remember him last year, Kawhi Leonard at Dallas when they were down 0-2 on a Friday night, and it was rocking. Dak Prescott's in the front row, and all Kawhi Leonard did to Luka, who was laughing up and down the court in the first 2 games, all Kawhi did was make 13 of 17 shots at Dallas to score 36 points. And then in Game 2, he scored 29. In Game 6, he scored 45 against Dallas. And in Game 7, he scored 28 more. He was the best player on the floor in that series.
Skip, Kawhi Leonard's not a top 5 player right now. Name somebody else.
Because he's out of sight, out of mind.
Okay, well, we talking about right now. We just saw Luke Skip. Kawhi Leonard's resume is not as impressive. We got back-to-back MVPs, a Finals MVP, an All-Star Game MVP, and a Defensive Player of the Year. Now, Kawhi does have 2 Finals MVP and Defensive Player of the Year, but those 2 MVPs,
all I know about back-to-back is that back-to-back, your Boston Celtics just knocked 2 best players on the planet off their throne, Kevin Durant and Giannis.
Yes.
And Giannis, he shot 46% in these 7 games. 46% in the finals last year.
I know a guy shot 39.
Wait a second. In the finals, Giannis shot 62%. It was dropped to 46%. But then yesterday in the second half, with the money on the table in a 5-point game, he shot 4 of 16. He shot 3 of 11 in the paint. He shot 1 for 10 on contested shots.
I think we concluded. That Boston is a better defensive team than Phoenix. I think we can conclude that, right?
They weren't during the regular season, but they have been lately.
A defensive team, no. We might say Phoenix has a better record than Boston, but I don't think anybody thought that Phoenix had a better defensive team. Skip, we come out here, Skip. Did you see what they did? They just beat somebody by 40. They just beat another team by 20. We started to realize, okay, Boston might be a major player in this situation, and they became a major player. I'm not going to take anything away from KD or Giannis. Boston Celtics had a better team. Skip, it's hard to get lucky 4 times. It's hard. You're not going to hit buzzer beaters. You're not going to get walk-offs. Okay, we'll concede the first game against the Brooklyn Nets. Okay, Jason Tatum laid it up. Okay, you can say that lucky. But they didn't have another buzzer beater. They didn't have another walk-off shot. And there were no walk-offs against Milwaukee for the Celtics. The Celtics have the better team. But I believe, and many people believe, that Giannis is currently the best player. Now, Skip, it's fluid. It might not, at the end of next season, he might not be. But at some point in time, we're going to have to give Nikola Jokic his credit. Now, you just can't keep winning MVPs and people keep poo-pooing you.
Kawhi's Clippers would have won the championship last year.
No, they wouldn't.
He hadn't torn up his knee against Utah. He was killing Utah, and he would have continued to murder the rest of the field. And if he comes back as strong as he looks in the pictures that I'm seeing of him on the internet, he looks beastly.
Skip.
And by the way, he spends at least as much time in the gym as that guy LeBron does, or Lagon.
Well, how much time does he spend? How much time does he spend on the sideline not playing? Kawhi Leonard has missed more times in one season than LeBron James has missed in a career. Now, what's his history? You keep telling me, what's Paul George's history? What's Kawhi Leonard's history? Injured. Kawhi Leonard is getting injured, even though he's coach's decision. He's not playing. So he's still getting injured. So what if you keep telling me if Kawhi stays healthy, when has he stayed healthy?
This time next year, Kawhi's Clippers will be winning the Western Conference Finals on their way to winning it all. You heard it here first.
Look, I love Ty Lue. Ty Lue's one of my favorite coaches. But this notion that Kawhi Leonard is the best player, when Kawhi Leonard plays 70 games, holla at your boy. When Paul George plays 70 games, holla at your boy. Until then, what are we talking about? Why you even bring them bums up?
Bums?
When the last
You just call them bums?
Yes.
Bums?
What banner do they have hanging in the crib?
Not yet.
They make us cover our banners up. How you go to somebody's house and tell them to cover the pictures on the wall? That's our house.
Next year, you're going to be the team in the basement.
No, we never.
Yes, you will.
That's never going.
Yes.
Get your own place.
You'll be down in the crypt.
Get your own place. Don't y'all building something?
We got a new place
Okay.
that'll shame your place.
That's okay.
Yeah.
But it ain't gonna be
We got
nice.
more money than you do.
But it ain't gonna be no home.
We're
It ain't
out
gonna be
of
no
time.
home. It's a house, but it ain't a home.
We gotta leave this one here. But I do have it noted, Skip, that you were already predicting Kawhi and the Clippers for next year.
No.
All
Thank you.
Coming up, we have a reason we're asking this question. Is Tom Brady more motivated than ever this season? We got to show you what he's been up to. Coming up next. Luka and the Mavs will face off against Steph and the Warriors for a trip to the NBA Finals. That party gets started on Wednesday. So since Dallas bumped off the #1 seed Suns, it's Golden State that has home court in the series. Shannon, who wins, Mavs or Warriors?
Baby bird. He gonna do it, Skip.
Baby sparrow.
He gonna do it. I ride with him, Skip. He's the best. He's the best player remaining in these playoffs. And I'm including the guy that he's going up against. He's better right now than Steph Curry is.
I'll buy that.
And nobody on the other side. I mean, I love Jason Tatum and Jimmy, playoff Jimmy, but he's the best player of the Final Four teams. He's
In part because Steph just shot 33% from three against Memphis, the greatest shooter ever.
He's that.
Yep.
Luka is a special player, but he's figuring out how to let other guys be good alongside him.
He is.
For the longest time, he was special, and he wouldn't allow anybody else to be good.
Just didn't, he couldn't figure that out. I agree.
And now, with Jason Kidd, he's like, I can still get my 30, but I can let Brunson get his 20 plus. Then where do you want to come along? I'll let you get you some points too. And he's been sensational. And I love that, Skip, because they kind of mirror images each other. I mean, they don't get a whole lot of points out of Draymond. Draymond is the rebounding. He runs the offense, a lot of dribble handoff. He's looking, Draymond 10 feet from the basket. He ain't looking, he's looking for a backdoor cutter or looking for somebody spotting up to shoot the three. So he's doing a great job of that. Powell is looking for lobs and putback. He'll block a few shots, give you a couple of rebounds. Kleber's going to stretch the floor. So they kind of mirror each other. You look at Brunson, you look at Finney-Smith, these guys are going to shoot threes. Brunson can create it for himself. But I love the way they're playing. And what's going unnoticed, and it shouldn't, they play defense, Skip. They're better defense, and I think because Luka for the longest time has been a liability on defense, you automatically assume, well, the Mavericks don't play defense. But when you hold a team to 27 points and a half, and you give up 17 points in the quarter, and you give up 10 so you give up 27 first half points.
I agree.
Oh, you playing defense? Ain't nobody just shooting that bad.
Nope.
So let's give them some credit. I think it's going to be an outstanding series. I'm going to take the Mavericks in 7.
Mavericks in 7.
Mavericks in 7.
Says Shannon Sharp.
Baby Bird gonna make me. He gonna make me a prophet because I saw this. I foretold this.
Okay.
I told you this.
So that would mean, if my math is correct, you've got Dallas winning Game 7 just like it did at Phoenix. You got them winning at Golden State in Game 7, right? Now that would be a double jeopardy achievement, man.
Yeah, I mean,
right?
Luke. I've been trying to tell you he's the closest thing to Larry that we've seen in a long and ever. Since Larry Joe walked away from the game, this is the closest you've seen to him, Skip Bayless. I think at some point in time you're gonna have to acknowledge it. I mean, it's just better if you come forward with it now as opposed to having to do a confession. Just apologize. Just apologize. Say, well, Shannon, you know what? You were right. I was wrong about Luka.
That remains to be seen. So I am stuck.
Oh yeah, you definitely stuck.
I have to pick lesser of evils. I have told you for about 3 weeks now on this show, I'm getting sicker and sicker and tireder of Golden State, which now leads the world in condescending arrogance. That's what they do. Steph is